All right, we're excited to talk about this one. My team going head-to-head with Marco D'Angelo, the Denver Broncos, plus 7.5 at the Pittsburgh Steelers, total 41.5. Marco, I'm not letting you go first on this one. I'm going to have VR tell me his thoughts, and then I'm going to let you go on a little run here at the end.
The first thing that jumped out at me right away was the under at 43. I thought it was a little bit too high. Both these teams went under the total last week. So I was surprised that it was at 43. We saw sharp money come in on the under. I agree with that. The problem is now it may be a little bit too low. Again, it's when you get that bet in that really matters. We saw Pittsburgh on primetime TV. They got the job done. They had a lot of the money. All the tickets were written on them. People got a good taste in their mouth. Where Denver, they lost, but they got the job done on the cover by luck, as we know, based on all the missed extra points and field goals. Tough game to handicap. I agree with the sharp move on the under. I haven't placed the bet. I'm interested to hear what Marco says since he knows this Steeler team so well.
He does know the Steeler team so well, and I knew this Broncos team so well. I just didn't know that one of the best kickers in the league, at least historically, was going to miss 3 field goals and a point after touchdown. Thank God he did. I got to cash that Broncos +3 ticket, but I kind of felt a little dirty about it. Marco, I was opposite of you. I thought, hey, you know what? This Giants team at home on Monday night, we saw a huge line move. I'm catching 6.5. I got 6.5. Daniel Jones throws a terrible interception. Late touchdown right before halftime, kind of blew things up there for my bet. But now I'm kind of going, is this Broncos team what I thought they were? I took their under 7.5. I'm beginning to think they are. No Von Miller, obviously Bradley Chubb a little banged up. Melvin Gordon did not impress me early, but he got the job done and scored a touchdown for the Broncos. Phillip Lindsay's hurt. There's just so many unknowns. Jerry Jeudy's so good, but I think he's going to need some time to get into that offense. There's a couple of times where he was doing that, I'm going to run before I fully catch the ball. I think he's just too fast for his own good. He reminds me of a young Yaman Figures from K-State where I'm like, Yaman, I need you to catch the ball and then run. I know you're the fastest guy in the Big 12, but those kind of things are always scary moments to me.
Yeah, Kelly, I'm looking at this one here, and we talked about Pittsburgh in that game that they came away with the win. Ben, at the beginning of the game, hey, he looked like a guy that hadn't played in almost a year, missing all of last season, getting hurt in the second week. But what turned it around for Pittsburgh was that late drive in the first half. When they got the turnover, they went into the 2-minute offense, and it went 78 yards in a minute and change in that game. And going to the hurry up kind of got the rust off of Ben. He got in a rhythm, and then the offense clicked most of the game after that. But here's the problem. Going into last week's game, they were without their best offensive lineman, David DeCastro. In that game, they lost 2 more offensive linemen. Now, they're all listed questionable for this week. If they don't get at least 2 of those guys on the field healthy, they're going to have a problem. And if they do play banged up, they're not going to be as effective. The one thing we do know about Denver is they're a good defensive team. We saw that they slowed that Tennessee team down, forced them, granted, Tennessee should have had more points because they missed all those kicks. But the bright side to that is that Denver offense was holding them to field goals, not touchdowns. So granted, if they would have had more points, we're talking about 10 more points in the game, 3 field goals and an extra point. That was the difference that the kicker cost them. Now I look at Pittsburgh. If they're not able to move the ball efficiently with the offensive line problems, Ben's going to be in trouble. And if they have a banged up offensive line, Tomlin's going to try to protect him by running the football. He's not going to want that ferocious Denver pass rush, even without Von Miller, to come and, take a chance of getting Ben hurt. More conservative game plan. That leads me to the under. We know what the Pittsburgh defense is. We know what Denver's defense is. And we know the Steeler offensive line's banged up. And we know the Denver offense isn't there yet. There's only one way to go. That's under 41.5 in this one.
All right, I love it. Both guys agreeing on the under. When I was off screen, I locked that one in really quickly. I knew where Marco was going. All right, guys, good luck to us. Unders are always scary in the NFL, but I feel really good about this one.